Hai students, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, selamat siang, selamat sore, dan selamat malam. Kita bertemu lagi, we meet again. Ya, with me, Ratna Suryani. Ya, dan hari ini, today, kita akan belajar tentang marketing di pertemuan kita di unit 3. Oke, marketing apa saja yang akan kita pelajari sesuai dengan materi yang sudah saya sharekan sebelumnya di Google Classroom. Para mahasiswa bisa membuka kembali ya. Marketing ini kita mulai dari halaman 53. Dari halaman 53 silakan para mahasiswa bisa aktif mengerjakan soal-soal atau task yang ada di lembar-lembar tersebut. Kemudian saya akan mulai dengan expressions of offering something. Ya, barangkali para mahasiswa pernah mencoba untuk menawarkan sesuatu kepada orang lain. Pasti pernah ya, dalam bahasa Indonesia ya. Oke, dan sekarang kita akan coba untuk bisa menawarkan sesuatu kepada orang lain dalam bahasa Inggris. Ya, untuk menawarkan sesuatu kepada orang lain gitu ya, itu bisa kita tawarkan secara formal maupun secara informal. Kemudian responsnya pun bisa positif dan bisa negatif. Positif dalam arti ini artinya menerima, dan negatif diartikan sebagai menolak untuk tawaran tersebut gitu ya. Oke, kita coba saja. Di halaman 57, para mahasiswa bisa melihat pada materi ya. Dalam formal situasi, the formal situation atau situasi formal begitu, kita bisa menawarkan sesuatu dengan menggunakan kalimat, mengawali kalimat seperti ini. I'm calling to offer you a special discount on bla bla bla. Gitu ya. Kemudian ada lagi, let me help you for offering bla bla bla. I would like to offer you for using credit card. Let me offer, sorry, let me offer you for bla bla bla. If you like, I could bla bla bla. If you don't mind, I would like to offer you something, misalnya. Let me offer you for a glass of milk, misalnya. Gitu ya. Itu secara formal. Dan secara informal, misalnya kita sedang berbicara atau ngobrol dengan teman atau rekan kita, gitu ya, sesama mahasiswa, begitu, kita bisa sampaikan dengan bahasa lisan yang barangkali lebih enak didengar secara langsung, ya. Misalnya, need some help, ya, tanyakan itu kepada temanmu secara informal. Ini diperbolehkan karena dianggap lebih dekat, lebih polite, lebih sopan. Kalau yang formal dengan contoh-contoh yang tadi ya, lebih sopannya ya. Kemudian informal yang lain. Here, I will do it for you. Atau wanna hand, ya, menawarkan bantuan. Wanna hand, need some help, silakan sampaikan itu. Nah, untuk responsnya para mahasiswa, ternyata menawarkan sesuatu itu tidak selamanya direspon secara positif atau diterima, tapi juga bisa juga ditolak. Untuk contoh-contoh respons yang diterima, misalnya secara formal, thank you, that's very kind of you, atau I would be delighted if bla bla bla, gitu ya. Ini adalah contoh-contoh positif response. Bagaimana dengan negatif response? Bagaimana kita bisa menolak sesuatu yang sudah ditawarkan itu dengan misalnya, no thanks, no really, I can't manage, thank you for offering, but gitu ya. Jadi ini adalah contoh-contoh untuk merespons tawaran sesuatu hal gitu. Kemudian ada ekspresi berikutnya, yakni expression of giving suggestions. Apa itu suggestions? Suggestions ini bisa berisi ide, bisa saran, nasihat, gitu ya. Contohnya, misalnya, you should take a good care of your credit card. Atau, we had better make promotion using advertisement. Ya, ini adalah saran-saran atau nasihat-nasihat tertentu. Responsnya, thank you for your advice, atau thanks, atau cukup thank you very much. Ya, itu adalah respons dari giving suggestions. Oke, semoga bisa dipahami ya. Baik, menuju ke tema marketing kita, kali ini di halaman 58, barangkali mahasiswa bisa membuka. Ada bacaan yang berkaitan dengan marketing. Di sana berjudul Marketing Mix. Para mahasiswa bisa mencoba untuk mempraktekkan berbicara dengan cara membaca teks yang sudah ada. Saya akan coba bacakan dan nanti para mahasiswa bisa menirukan di rumah masing-masing, gitu ya, mempraktekkan di rumah masing-masing supaya ada skill lebih yang kalian dapatkan. Oke, kita mulai. Marketing mix. The marketing mix is the set of controllable, tactical marketing tools that the firm blends to produce the response it wants to in the target market. The marketing mix consists of everything the firm can do to influence the demand for its products. The many possibilities can be collected into four groups of variables known as 4Ps: product, price, place, and promotion. Product means the goods and services combination the company offers to the target market. Thus, price is the amount of money customers have to pay to obtain the product. Price must be negotiated with each customer, such as offering discount, trade-in allowances, and credit terms. Place includes company activities that make the product available to the target consumers. The place can demonstrate product to potential buyer, negotiate prices, close sales, and service the product after sale. Promotions means activities that communicate the merits of the product and persuade target customers to buy it. Salespeople assist potential buyers and persuade them by offering special promotion sales, cash rebates, and low financing rates as added purchase incentives. An effective marketing program blends all of the marketing mix elements into an integrated marketing program designed to achieve the company's marketing objectives by delivering value customers. The marketing mix constitutes the company's tactical tool kit for establishing strong positioning in the target markets. From the buyer's viewpoint, in this age of customer relationships, the 4Ps might be better described as the 4Cs. As we know, 4Ps are product, price, place, and promotion. And then the 4Cs CS are customer solution, customer cost, convenience, and communication. Okay. Thus, while marketers see themselves as selling products, customers see themselves as buying value or solution to their problems. Then, customers are interested in more than just the price. They are interested in the total cost of obtaining, using, and disposing of a product. Customers want the product and service to be as conveniently available as possible. Finally, they want two-way communication. Marketers would do well to think through the 4 Cs and then build the 4 Ps. Oke, di sini saya rangkum sedikit. Kita berbicara tentang marketing mix ya, yang terdiri dari 4 Ps. Disebut sebagai product, price, place, and promotion. Dalam bahasa Indonesia, 4P yakni produk, price, place, and promotion. Produk, harga, kemudian tempat atau lokasi, dan promosi. Ya, jadi eh, empat unsur ini yang disebut sebagai marketing mix, gitu. Eh, dalam upaya memasarkan barang dan jasa, maka perlu sekiranya dilihat dari 4P ini tadi, gitu. Namun seiring berjalannya waktu, ternyata 4P ini berkembang menjadi 4CS. CS. Jadi ada 4 CS. Yang pertama adalah customer solution atau solusi untuk customer, solusi untuk konsumen begitu. Kemudian ada customer cost, biaya untuk yang dibebankan kepada konsumen. Kemudian ada convenience, rasa nyaman atau kenyamanan yang dirasakan oleh konsumen, dan communication. Jadi butuh ada komunikasi yang baik begitu ketika kita mencoba untuk memasarkan produk kita, baik itu barang maupun jasa, sehingga konsumen yang merasakan barang dan jasa kita semakin banyak memilih produk kita gitu ya. Oke, itu tadi mengenai pengertian-pengertiannya pun sudah ada di dalam sini. Produk itu apa, price itu apa, kemudian place itu apa, dan promotion itu apa. Keempat hal ini menjadi satu yang memang apa ya, dirangkum gitu ya, di blended begitu untuk bisa menjadikan pemasaran suatu barang dan jasa menjadi lebih optimal. Oke, jadi para mahasiswa silakan bisa membaca, kemudian mempraktekkan menjadi skill speaking kalian gitu. Barangkali skill speaking para mahasiswa nantinya akan justru menjadi lebih baik daripada saya gitu ya. Jadi silakan bisa mempraktekannya di rumah. Nah, di skill berikutnya masih di speaking ya. Namun ini juga bisa dipraktekkan tidak hanya untuk speaking tapi juga writingnya. Para mahasiswa bisa membuka di halaman 60. Kalau tadi kita berbicara tentang marketing mix gitu ya, maka sekarang kita berbicara tentang cash or charge. Oke, saya mencoba untuk membaca dan kemudian nanti para mahasiswa bisa mencoba untuk mempraktekannya. Cash or charge. Most of people rely on paying with the kind of payment. One of them, they trust on paying by credit card. A credit card is a legal payment. It is issued by a bank to an individual for a set period of time. To become eligible for a credit card, We must usually have a bank account and meet the required minimum annual income. Credit cards have not only benefits but also risks. The most practical benefit of the credit card is that cardholders do not need to carry cash with them. Cards come in handy. With the credit cards, we can pay for things in emergency without having to wait for our end of month paycheck. A payment means buy now, pay later. Besides, most credit card services have insurance plans. Some card issuers offer insurance in the case of loss, death, or accidental damage. The cardholders can submit a claim so that he or she will not be charged for the items. However, the credit card involves some risk. One is the cardholder's tendency to spend more money than they afford. Moreover, we have to pay interest. The interest charged will add up when you fail to make a regular monthly payment. Take a good care of your credit card. A damaged card may hinder the processing of your transactions. In the case of loss or theft, immediately call the 24-hour customer service. Then, they will block your card and you will get a replacement. Oke, ya ini dia. Silakan karena di sini perintahnya adalah writing, maka tidak hanya memahami saja, tapi juga upayakan bisa skill mencoba untuk speaking dan menulis gitu ya. Apakah dari speaking, kemudian listening yang barusan tadi saya perdengarkan, para mahasiswa bisa tepat dalam menulis atau writingnya. Ya, upayakan gitu ya. Dan yang terakhir, para mahasiswa, di halaman 63 kita akan belajar mengenai grammar. Grammar di sini adalah tentang active and passive sentences. Oke. Active and passive sentences ini akan dibahas sedikit melalui video ya, dan silakan saksikan, pahami bagaimana kita menggunakan active dan bagaimana kita bisa menggunakan passive sentences.
Hey there folks! Today we're going to talk about the passive and active voice. As you can see here, we wrote some sentences on the board so you could see some examples and get familiarized with this grammatical structure. AV stands for active voice and PV stands for passive voice. Okay, the first example is I pick up a pencil. As you can see here, the subject is first. I pick up the pencil. And in passive voice, the object would be first. A pencil is picked up by me. You're always going to use a verb in the past participle. Picked. Picked up. Okay? It's the past participle of the verb. But this is telling you that it's in present. A pencil is picked up by who? By me, right? Okay, next one. Active voice. I hung up the phone. It's in past tense. You can see that because the verb is in past tense. I hung up the phone. Yes? In passive voice, you would switch around the object and the subject. You would put the object first. The phone was hung up by me. Okay? The verb is still in past participle. Hung up. Okay? This is telling you that it's in past. Was. The phone was hung up by who? By me. That's the subject. And the object goes first in passive voice. Always, guys. Remember that it's very important. Okay, the next one. She has finished her homework. This is the present perfect. She has finished her homework. in active voice. In passive voice, it would say her homework, the object first, her homework has been. You're always going to use been in the passive voice when you're talking in present perfect. Sorry, I just forgot that a little bit. Okay, has been finished by her. You change the subject and the object, okay? Subject and object. Okay, next we're gonna go to some exercises, and I hope you get this, guys. Okay guys, it's practice time. You're gonna help me to change these from active to passive voice, okay? You gotta be really careful with the tenses you're speaking in, okay? For example here, I am teaching English. This is the present progressive, right? ING, present progressive. Okay, I am teaching English. So what we're gonna do here is that we're going to change the object and the subject from place. This is the object and this is the subject. We're just going to switch them, okay? So we're going to start by saying English is being taught by me. Okay? English is being taught by me. You gotta be really, really careful with the tenses, okay? The next one says, she has studied English. This is the present perfect. She has studied English. So we're gonna switch again. The subject and the object. Once again, the object goes first. English has been studied by her. Remember to always use the object pronoun, okay? If it's she, the object pronoun is her. If it's I, the object pronoun is me, okay? You're gonna put by and the object pronoun. Okay, you're probably wondering why I'm using is being, right? Or has been, because of the tense. Okay, this is progressive, so every time it's progressive, you're gonna use is being or are being. For example, I picked up, or I'm picking up a lot of pencils. A lot of pencils are being picked up by me, but the verb is always gonna be in past participle. Remember that. It's really important. Okay, and has been studied by her, we're using has been because it's the present perfect, okay? If it were like, I have bought a car, it would be a car has been bought by me. So you don't have to alter the verb. It's always going to be in past participle. Okay, the next one. I cook meals. Which tense is this? Simple present, right? So we do the same thing. We change the object and the subject from place. We're gonna start by saying what? Meals. Meals are cooked by me. Okay, that's the object pronoun, right? By me. Meals are cooked by me. That's how you would change it. We're using are because it's the present simple. For example, I am teaching, or I teach English, okay? English is taught by me. That's how you would change it, okay? Next one. He broke the window. This is simple past. He broke the window. We're gonna start by switching the object and the subject. So the one that goes first is the window, right? So we're gonna say the window was broken, and the object pronoun by him. The window was broken by him. That would be the passive voice. Why was? Because it's in simple past, right? If it were present, it would be the window is broken by him. Or if it were the present perfect, the window has been broken by him. Or if it were present progressive, the window is being broken by him. Okay.
Baik para mahasiswa, itu tadi video yang sudah kita saksikan bersama, dan silakan bisa dipahami, dipelajari, dipraktekkan sebaik mungkin gitu ya. Upayakan supaya kalian bisa termotivasi untuk bisa mendapatkan skill yang lebih baik daripada yang sekarang. Ya, menjadi mahasiswa yang tidak hanya mendengarkan, tidak hanya duduk diam dan rebahan saja, tapi silakan kembangkan potensi kalian. Saya yakin para mahasiswa punya potensi-potensi yang belum bisa dilepaskan, belum bisa dikeluarkan secara maksimal. Maka sekarang adalah waktunya kalian untuk bisa memberikan best practice, ya, mempraktekkan secara langsung yang terbaik untuk kalian sendiri. Begitu, saya rasa saya cukupkan untuk materi kita pada kesempatan kali ini. I think the time is enough. I apologize for all of my wrong words. Correct me if I am wrong. Ya, jadi kita di sini belajar bersama-sama. Jika saya melakukan kesalahan, kalian bisa mengoreksi kesalahan saya dengan menuliskan di kolom komentar atau langsung bisa menemui saya, ya. Saya persilahkan, dengan senang hati saya akan segera memperbaiki kesalahan-kesalahan saya. Begitu. Baik, terima kasih untuk perhatiannya. Thank you for your kind attention. See you on next meeting and see you on next video. Tetap stay tune di channel saya. Tetap belajar sama-sama. Dan wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, selamat siang, selamat sore, dan selamat malam. See ya. Jangan lupa subscribe dan bunyikan loncengnya ya. Tunggu video selanjutnya.